Saturday, February 28th morning, central Tehran. The Iranian working week had just begun. Then the first bombs hit. Footage emerging from the capital showed civilians running in panic as explosions tore through neighborhoods reportedly close to the compound of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. For more than 3 decades, Khamenei had ruled Iran with an iron grip. Now he was at the center of a military operation unlike anything the region had seen in years.
به نظرشون میرسه که مرتبا میگه رئیس جمهور آمریکا که ارتش ما قوی‌ترین ارتش دنیاست. قوی‌ترین ارتش دنیا ممکنه اونچنان گاهی سیلی بخوره که از جا نتوانه بلند شه. هی میگن ما ناو فرستادیم طرف ایران. خیلی خوب، ناو البته یک دستگاه خطرناکی است، اما خطرناکتر از ناو اون سلاحی است که میتوانه این ناو رو به قعر دریا.
Just 2 days earlier, diplomacy seemed alive. On February 26th, a third round of U.S.-Iran talks concluded in Switzerland, facilitated by Oman. Omani Foreign Minister Saeed Badr al-Busaidi said significant progress had been made. In an interview with CBS News, he suggested a peace deal was within reach. Iran had reportedly agreed to scale back enriched nuclear stockpiles. But on February 27th, U.S. President Donald Trump made his position clear.
Now we have a big decision to make. You know that. Not easy. Not easy. We have a very big decision to make. We have a country that's been, for 47 years, blowing people's legs off, arms off, the face. They've been knocking out ships, killing people, lots of people, not only Americans, lots of people. It's been terrible. 32,000 people killed over the last 2-3 months, protesters. 32,000. That's some number of people. 32,000. They want to make a deal, but going to make a deal that's meaningful. I spoke with Ted Cruz, John, all of them. On the way here, I said, well, you got to make a deal that's meaningful. We hit them real hard, as you know, with those beautiful B-2 bombers recently, knocked out their nuclear capability. But I'd rather do it the peaceful way, but they're very difficult people. I want to tell you that. They're very dangerous people, very difficult people.
At approximately 5:30 p.m. AEDT, the first confirmed strikes hit Iran. Explosions were reported not only in Tehran, but across military installations nationwide. 1 hour later, at 6:30 p.m. AEDT, President Trump addressed the nation.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days.
Simultaneously, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz confirmed Israel had launched what he called a preemptive attack. Israel named it Operation Roaring Lion. The United States called it Operation Epic Fury.
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival.
Within hours, both President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated that 86-year-old Khamenei was dead. Iranian state media later confirmed his death, but did not clarify the cause. AFP reported that strikes appeared to target offices linked to the supreme leader. By early March 1st, Netanyahu said there were many indications Khamenei had been killed. Iran responded swiftly. Missiles and drones were launched toward Israel. Air raid sirens sounded nationwide. But the retaliation didn't stop there. According to Al Jazeera, Iranian missiles targeted U.S.-linked facilities, including Al Udeid Air Base, Qatar, Al Salem Air Base, Kuwait, Al Dhafra Air Base, UAE, U.S. 5th Fleet HQ, Bahrain. Blasts were reported across the Gulf. A fire broke out at the Fairmont The Palm Hotel in Dubai. Dubai International Airport reported injuries. At 2:53 a.m. AEDT, Iran's Tasnim news agency reported ships in the Strait of Hormuz were receiving warnings from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps that no vessel would be permitted to pass. Nearly 25% of the world's seaborne oil flows through that choke point. Markets trembled. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned the escalation.
Everything must be done to prevent a further escalation. To this end, I call on all member states to strictly uphold their obligations under international law, including the UN Charter, to respect and protect civilians in accordance with international humanitarian law, and to ensure nuclear safety. Let us act responsibly and together to pull the region and our world back from the brink.
Meanwhile, in Tehran, scenes were divided. Some residents reportedly celebrated in the streets. Government supporters gathered to condemn what they called an assassination. For 37 years, Ali Khamenei shaped Iran's domestic politics and regional strategy. His reported killing marks one of the most dramatic geopolitical shifts in the Middle East in decades.